Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. Why are you so concerned with what everybody else is doing? Why are you scrolling through life watching what they're achieving instead of putting in the work to achieve yours? You were not born to be a spectator, you were born to be a creator, a leader, a force to be reckoned with. But as long as your eyes are on them, your hands will never be building your dreams. See, too many people waste their lives in the shadows of comparison. They admire, they envy, they criticize, but they never act. And today, I'm here to tell you, enough is enough. It's time to shift your focus. It's time to master the only person who stands between you and success, your success is not a matter of luck or talent alone. It is a matter of focus. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who remain stuck in mediocrity is not intelligence, connections, or even hard work alone. It is the ability to direct one's mind, energy, and actions toward a single clear objective without being swayed by distractions. Focus is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be, and without it, even the most ambitious dreams will remain out of reach. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Social media notifications, endless entertainment, opinions from others, and a constant stream of news keep people's attention scattered. The average person spends hours every day consuming content that adds no real value to their lives while claiming they don't have enough time to build their dreams. The truth is, time is not the issue. Lack of focus is. When you give your attention to everything, you give your power to nothing. Your mind is like a camera. It can only capture what it is pointed at. If you keep shifting the lens, you will never develop a clear picture of success. Highly successful people understand that focus is their most valuable asset. They don't allow themselves to be distracted by every new trend, every opinion, or every opportunity that comes their way. Instead, they choose their path deliberately and commit to it fully. They know that half-hearted effort produces half-hearted results. Instead of trying to master everything, they master one thing at a time. They build their skills, sharpen their expertise, and become the best in their field by keeping their eyes on the prize and refusing to be swayed by anything that does not serve their purpose. A scattered mind leads to scattered results. Imagine trying to light a fire with a magnifying glass. If you keep moving it around, the sunlight will never concentrate enough to create a spark. But if you hold it steady, the focused energy will ignite a flame. That is how success works. When you commit to one goal, one vision, and give it your undivided attention, you generate the power necessary to make it a reality. People who achieve greatness are not necessarily more talented or gifted. They are simply more focused. Distractions are not always obvious. Sometimes they come disguised as responsibilities, minor opportunities, or even well-meaning advice from friends and family. The biggest mistake people make is thinking they can divide their energy between multiple pursuits and still achieve excellence. Success demands depth, not just breadth. It is better to go all in on one thing and master it than to spread yourself too thin, making small progress in many areas but never reaching mastery in any. Those who lack focus chase too many things at once and end up achieving nothing substantial. The power of focus is also a discipline. It requires training your mind to resist temptations that pull you away from your true purpose. It means saying no to things that do not align with your mission. It means having the courage to walk your own path even when the world tries to pull you in different directions. Focus is about self-control, patience, and long-term thinking. It is about being willing to delay gratification, ignore the noise, and stay locked in on your goals no matter how many distractions surround you. Many people fail to succeed not because they lack ability, but because they lack the discipline to focus long enough. They start something with excitement, but abandon it the moment challenges arise or when something new and shiny catches their attention. Success requires consistency and focus. It means showing up every day with the same energy, the same commitment, and the same determination, even when the results are not immediate. It means trusting the process and knowing that every focused effort compounds over time. In a world full of distractions, the ability to focus is a superpower. Those who master it will achieve what others only dream of. It is not enough to simply desire success. One must direct all their energy toward it with relentless concentration. The moment you take control of your focus, you take control of your destiny. Distractions are the silent killers of potential. They do not announce their presence loudly or appear as obvious threats. Instead, they creep in subtly, disguising themselves as entertainment, social engagement, or even minor responsibilities that seem urgent but add little value to long-term success. The tragedy is that most people never realize how much of their potential has been stolen by distractions until it is too late. They look back on their lives and wonder where their time went, why they never achieved what they were capable of, and why success remained out of reach despite their efforts. The mind is a powerful tool, capable of creating extraordinary things when it is fully engaged, but when attention is divided, that power is weakened. Imagine a high-performance sports car designed to travel at incredible speeds. If the driver constantly taps the brakes, shifts lanes erratically, and stops to look at every roadside attraction, the car will never reach its destination in time. This is exactly what distractions do to the mind. They force constant stops and detours, preventing people from gaining momentum in their pursuits. No matter how talented or intelligent someone may be, if their focus is continuously pulled in different directions, they will never operate at their full potential. One of the most dangerous things about distractions is that they feel harmless in the moment. Scrolling through social media for a few minutes, checking emails constantly, watching just one more episode of a show, these seem like minor, insignificant choices. But when added up over weeks, months, and years, they create a pattern of wasted time and lost opportunities. The minutes lost to distractions turn into hours, the hours into days, and before long, entire years have slipped away without real progress being made toward meaningful goals. What seemed like small diversions eventually become the very reason why success remains unattainable. The worst distractions are not just time wasters, they are mind wasters. They fill the brain with unnecessary noise, lowering mental sharpness and reducing creative thinking. When someone constantly consumes content that has no purpose, their ability to think deeply and solve problems weakens. The mind becomes cluttered with trivial information instead of being laser focused on developing skills, building businesses, or improving personal growth. Many people are trapped in cycles of consumption rather than creation, and as a result, their full potential is never realized. Not all distractions come from external sources. Internal distractions, self-doubt, fear, procrastination are just as destructive, if not more. A person can sit down to work on their dreams, but if their mind is filled with doubts about whether they are good enough, whether they will succeed, or whether they will be judged, then their progress will be slow, if not completely halted. Negative thoughts are distractions in disguise. They take up mental space and energy, leaving little room for productivity and confidence. Over time, these internal distractions create hesitation and inaction, robbing people of the opportunities that could have transformed their lives. Distractions do not just delay success, they derail it. Every time someone stops working on their goals to entertain a distraction, they lose momentum. And momentum is one of the most powerful forces in success. When someone is fully engaged in their work, their progress compounds and they achieve greater results in less time. But when that focus is broken, it takes time and energy to regain it. People who allow themselves to be distracted frequently end up in a cycle of starting over again and again, never making significant progress because they keep losing the very force that drives success forward. Modern technology has made distractions more accessible than ever before. Social media, instant messaging, video content, and endless notifications have trained people's brains to seek constant stimulation. The ability to sit down and focus deeply on one thing for an extended period is becoming rare. Those who master their focus will stand out in a world where most people are easily distracted. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who remain average is not always intelligence or talent. It is the ability to protect their attention from distractions that serve no purpose. Distractions are not just a minor inconvenience, they are a barrier between people and their highest potential. Every moment spent on meaningless activities is a moment stolen from productivity, skill building, and self-mastery. Success requires discipline, and discipline begins with the ability to control what receives attention. Too many people spend their lives watching, analyzing, and discussing what others are doing while completely neglecting their own growth. They scroll through social media, comparing their progress to people they don't even know. They gossip about the success or failure of others, acting as if someone else's life has anything to do with their own. They waste precious time observing instead of executing. This obsession with other people's business is a silent dream killer. It keeps individuals distracted from the only thing that truly matters, their own journey. The reality is, focusing on other people's lives does absolutely nothing to improve your own. Watching someone else succeed will not make you successful. Gossiping about another person's failures will not make you any stronger. Comparing yourself to others will not accelerate your progress. Every minute spent worrying about someone else's path is a minute stolen from the time you should be investing in your own growth. Success is not about what others are doing. It is about what you are doing every single day to become the best version of yourself. Most people don't even realize how much energy they waste being consumed by other people's business. They are emotionally invested in someone else's wins and losses as if it has any real impact on their destiny. They allow envy, judgment, and resentment to take up space in their minds, completely forgetting that those emotions produce nothing of value. Meanwhile, the person they are so obsessed with is too busy working on their own success to even notice. While one person is watching, the other is building. While one is talking, the other is executing. That's why some people get ahead while others remain stagnant. Minding your own business is more than just avoiding gossip. It is about protecting your energy. When you are too caught up in what others are doing, you lose focus on your own vision. Your mind becomes cluttered with distractions that prevent you from taking meaningful action. Instead of using your energy to improve your skills, grow your income, or develop new opportunities, you waste it on things that have no impact on your life. The most successful people in the world have mastered the ability to tune out the noise and focus entirely on their own business. One of the biggest reasons people fail to reach their goals is because they are too busy competing with others instead of competing with themselves. They are constantly looking left and right, measuring their progress based on what someone else is achieving. But success is not a race against others, it is a race against your own potential. The only question that truly matters is, are you better today than you were yesterday? If the answer is no, then the only competition you need to focus on is yourself. Every day, your goal should be to improve, even if it's just by 1%. The truth is, most people who spend time talking about others do so because they are avoiding the work they need to do on themselves. It is easier to criticize someone else's journey than to confront the uncomfortable truth about their own lack of progress. It is easier to complain about another person's success than to do the difficult work required to create their own. But nothing great is built through distraction and jealousy. Every moment spent analyzing another person's life is a moment that could have been used to build something of value. Success demands laser focus. It requires the discipline to block out everything that does not contribute to growth. It means shutting off the distractions, ignoring opinions that do not serve you, and directing all of your energy toward your mission. The more you focus on yourself, the faster you grow. The faster you grow, the more successful you become. But that can only happen when you stop worrying about what others are doing and start taking responsibility for your own path. Minding your own business is not about isolation. It is about elevation. It is about keeping your eyes on the prize and refusing to be distracted by things that do not serve your purpose. It is about developing an unshakable commitment to your own progress, no matter what is happening around you. The moment you stop giving attention to what doesn't matter and start investing all of your energy into your own success, you will begin to unlock levels of achievement that most people will never reach. Most people spend their lives measuring themselves against others, constantly looking to the left and right to see who is ahead and who is behind. They compare their progress, their wealth, their success, and even their happiness to that of someone else. But the truth is, competition with others is an illusion. The only real competition is with yourself. The person you were yesterday, last week, last month, last year. Until you understand that the battle is internal, you will always be chasing someone else's definition of success instead of creating your own. When you focus on competing with others, you give away your power. Your emotions rise and fall based on what someone else is doing. If they succeed, you feel like you're losing. If they struggle, you feel like you're winning. But real success isn't about beating someone else. It's about becoming better than your previous self. It's about setting your own standards, pushing your own limits, and measuring progress by how much you have grown. External competition is a distraction. Internal competition is the path to mastery. Too many people allow comparison to paralyze them. They see someone who is further ahead and immediately feel discouraged, believing they will never catch up. But the person you're comparing yourself to is running an entirely different race. They have a different background, different experiences, different struggles, and different opportunities. Their success has nothing to do with yours. The only thing that matters is whether you are improving. If you are growing, learning, and making progress, even if it's small, you are winning. The most successful people in the world are obsessed with self-improvement. They don't waste time worrying about what others are doing. Instead, they ask themselves, how can I be better today than I was yesterday? They study, they train, they refine their skills, and they push their limits. They are not concerned with proving themselves to others. They are focused on becoming their best selves. This is why they continue to rise while others remain stagnant. Because their competition, when you compete with yourself, you develop discipline and resilience. You stop making excuses because you realize that the only thing holding you back is you. It forces you to be honest about your weaknesses and take full responsibility for your progress. You stop blaming circumstances, other people, or bad luck, and you start taking action to improve. Every day becomes an opportunity to set new personal records, to sharpen your mindset, and to level up in ways that actually matter. There is no limit to how much you can grow when you are competing against yourself. Unlike external competition, which depends on beating others, Internal competition has no finish line. There is always another level to reach. You can always improve your mindset, strengthen your discipline, and refine your skills. The only true failure is stagnation, choosing to remain the same while knowing you have the potential to be greater. The moment you embrace self-competition, your potential becomes limitless. Competing with others creates a scarcity mindset, the belief that success is limited and that someone else's victory means your loss. But competing with yourself creates an abundance mindset, the understanding that success is infinite and your only job is to become the best version of yourself. When you stop focusing on where others are and start focusing on where you are, you gain full control over your growth. You no longer need to prove anything to anyone. Your success is determined by one thing only: your commitment to daily improvement. The greatest competition you will ever face is the person in the mirror. Every morning you have a choice to be the same person you were yesterday or to push yourself to new heights. Every decision, every action, every habit is either moving you forward or keeping you stuck. The ones who win in life are not the ones who chase others. They are the ones who chase their own greatness, one day at a time. Most people believe that success comes from massive, life-changing actions, but in reality, it is built through small, consistent efforts over time. It is not one big move that transforms a person's life. It is the daily habits, the small choices, and the minor improvements that compound into something extraordinary. Success is never an overnight event. It is a process of persistence, discipline, and commitment to doing the right things repeatedly. Those who understand this principle do not wait for a perfect moment to take action. They create success through consistency. The problem is that many people underestimate the power of small actions. They believe that if something doesn't produce instant results, it isn't worth doing. This mindset leads to inconsistency, where they start with enthusiasm but quit when they don't see immediate progress. They fail to recognize that the biggest achievements are built on a foundation of seemingly insignificant steps. Just as a single drop of water does not fill a bucket, but many drops over time create an overflow, success is the result of continuous, disciplined effort. Look at any successful person and you will see a pattern of consistency in their journey. The best athletes do not become champions by training once in a while. They show up every single day, whether they feel like it or not. The greatest entrepreneurs do not build wealth overnight. They make strategic decisions, improve their skills, and put in the work daily. The most skilled musicians, artists, and speakers did not wake up one day with mastery. They practiced, refined, and perfected their craft over time. What separates the great from the average is their ability to stay consistent long after the excitement fades. Success is not about making huge leaps. It is about stacking small wins. When you commit to a daily process of improvement, even if the progress is slow, it adds up in ways that most people never realize. Reading a few pages of a book every day may not seem significant, but over a year it results in dozens of books read and a transformed mindset. Exercising for just 30 minutes a day may not seem like much at first, but over months it leads to remarkable physical and mental strength. Investing small amounts of money consistently may not seem like a game changer, but over time it creates financial freedom. The key is not to do something once in a while, it is to do it consistently. Most people struggle with consistency because they are too focused on the outcome instead of the process. They expect quick results, and when they don't see immediate success, they get discouraged and quit. But true progress happens beneath the surface where it is not always visible. Just like a seed takes time to grow roots before it sprouts above the ground, success requires patience and faith in the process. The people who stay consistent, even when they don't see instant rewards, are the ones who eventually reap the greatest benefits. Every small action is a vote for the person you are becoming. Every healthy meal you eat is a vote for a stronger body. Every book you read is a vote for a sharper mind. Every time you show up and put in the work, you are casting a vote for your future success. These small decisions may seem insignificant in the moment, but over time, they shape your identity and determine the life you create. The question is not whether small actions matter. The question is whether you are willing to be consistent long enough to see the results. People often look at successful individuals and assume they achieved greatness through big, dramatic efforts. But the truth is, their success was built on boring, repetitive, disciplined work that most people ignore. They did the small things when no one was watching. They stayed committed even when progress was slow. They kept showing up when others got distracted. What looks like overnight success from the outside is actually years of unseen effort, persistence, and discipline. Those who commit to small, consistent actions will always outlast those who rely on short bursts of motivation. No matter how big your dreams are, they will only become reality through the small steps you take every day. The people who succeed are not the ones who wait for motivation to strike. They are the ones who build momentum by taking action, no matter how small, every single day. Life does not reward those who wait for things to happen. It rewards those who take control and take action. Too many people go through life as spectators, watching opportunities pass them by, waiting for the perfect moment or hoping that someone will come and change their circumstances. But success is not given. It is taken by those who have the courage to step up, make decisions, and take action even when they don't have all the answers. Those who win in life are the ones who refuse to be passive and instead take full responsibility for shaping their own destiny. The biggest lie people tell themselves is that they are not in control, that their success depends on luck, circumstances, or what others allow them to achieve. This kind of thinking is what keeps people stuck. The truth is, no one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you success on a silver platter. If you want something, you have to go after it with everything you've got. Waiting will only lead to regret, because time does not stop, and every moment wasted is a moment that could have been used to build the life you want. Most people hesitate when it's time to take action because they fear failure. They wait until they feel ready. But the truth is, no one ever feels fully ready. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. Successful people act despite uncertainty. They do not sit around overanalyzing and doubting themselves. They understand that action creates clarity. Every step forward, even if it's small, builds momentum. Every decision made, even if it's not perfect, leads to new opportunities. Success is not about knowing everything before you start. It's about having the courage to start and figuring it out along the way. Taking control of your life means owning your choices. It means refusing to blame your past, your circumstances, or other people for where you are. It means understanding that every decision you make is either moving you closer to your goals or keeping you stuck. People who take control do not make excuses, they find solutions. They do not complain about their situation, they take action to change it. They do not wait for permission, they give themselves permission to succeed. This mindset shift is what separates those who accomplish great things from those who spend their lives wishing for them. action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. You can have the best ideas, the biggest dreams, and the most detailed plans, but none of it matters if you don't execute. Too many people get caught in the cycle of thinking, planning, and preparing without ever moving forward. They convince themselves that they need more information, more time, or better conditions before they start. But success belongs to those who do, not just those who dream. Even if you fail, even if you make mistakes, taking action always puts you ahead of those who never start. When you take control of your life, you stop waiting for opportunities and start creating them. Instead of hoping for a lucky break, you take consistent action to open doors. Instead of relying on someone else to recognize your worth, you work until your results speak for themselves. Instead of allowing fear to hold you back, you face it head on and push through. Those who wait for things to happen are always at the mercy of others, but those who take action shape their own future. One of the biggest regrets people have is wasting time they could have used to start that business, write that book, build that skill, or chase that dream. They look back and realize that the only thing standing between them and success was their own hesitation. Every day that passes is another day lost. The best time to take action was yesterday. The second best time is right now. The faster you start, the faster you grow. The longer you wait, the further behind you fall. Taking control of your life is not about having all the answers. It is about deciding that you will no longer let fear, doubt, or excuses stop you. It is about making the choice to move forward no matter what. Because in the end, success is not determined by luck or talent. It is determined by who is willing to take action and never stop pushing forward.